I don't know. I'll pick this up. Well, I'm trying to pack up inside my tent. The mosquitoes are insane. That's what's awaiting me. I ran out to get my bear bag, boil water, because I can't do it in my vestibule. It's all grass. There's nowhere that I can do it without risking a fire. And I'll tell you, it's nuts. It's brutal. They're like, the whole top of my tent is coated with mosquitoes. The buzzing kind of lulls you to sleep though at night. Back on the Rideau Trail. I've got 7 kilometers of this trail to do until the next turnoff. That stretch from Bonwell Shelter was a sprint. The bugs were insane. Hood was up, bug spray, and a very, very fast pace, up and down, skirting ponds, getting ripped up by raspberries, trying to find the trail. But we're going. Oh my gosh, the mosquitoes and the deer flies were atrocious. I think that may have been the worst bug zone, or timing anyway, kind of like the Marlborough Forest. That was really rough. But right now there's an open breeze and an open trail. Woo! It's like a little cave. Ho ho ho, awesome! That cool or what? Oh, it's an outhouse. I think I may take advantage of that. Well, the outhouse was a no-go. Go to open up the door, there's hives of wasps all buzzing everywhere, and opening the door angered them. Luckily I didn't get stung, because that would have really sucked. I tend to have a severe local reaction and I swell up really badly from wasps. So, bullet dodged there, I guess. So I sat and just had a little snack and sitting on the gravel, ticks starting to crawl on me again. Oh, you can never seem to get away from it. Anyway, let's keep going. I think there's about 2 kilometers until we're off the Cataraqui for now. Well, I'm gonna share right now. I'm feeling pretty low at the moment. Like, I feel like I'm on the brink of tears. I'm just like, I'm so freaking exhausted right now. It's gotten hot and my water's running really low. I need to hydrate, but I have to come across a water source. But I think this morning's hike, which I didn't get filmed because it was so insane with bugs, and I blitzed through it, really wore me down. You know, normally I try to pace myself, but unfortunately, I really didn't have a choice. It was so nasty. And then the 7K on the Cataraqui was hard on the feet. Anyway, I know once I get some water, I'll probably feel better. And I mean, I have probably 10 or so K left till I get my primitive site. But that's also, I'm still hoping that it's still there, that it's still kind of usable. If not, I'll have to find another spot, which is always a little bit stressful. You know, self-camping, especially in a park. But yeah, just wanted to share. The moods go up and down, and physically and emotionally right now I am spent. I feel like if somebody pulled up right now and asked me if I wanted to ride, I would probably hop in. But this too shall pass, I'm sure. But it's just the way it feels right now. This is nice on the feet. Earlier I was able to get some water. Stopped at a house and grabbed some water when I came out of the trail. And since I've been here in Frontenac Park, I haven't been able to actually physically get to the water to access it. I'm almost at the junction for the Blue Slide Lake Loop, where there used to be at least a primitive campsite. I'm hoping I can find it. If not, I'm just gonna have to find a spot and hunker down. My biggest concern has been more water. And I just met a family. There's too many of you guys to name, I'm sorry. We were talking and I was asking them how far the water was. And they just filled up my water bottles and my water bladder for me. So I am good for the night. Thank you guys so much. Takes a bit of the stress off. Well, it's morning of day 12, and it rained a little bit this morning for about an hour around 4 a.m. So it's made all the brush and grass wet, meaning wet feet first thing in the morning, and it's made the rocks slick. But other than that, it's a nice day. It's overcast right now. I haven't been able to get enough signal to get an updated forecast, so I don't know if they're calling for rain. I didn't think they were. So the primitive campsite, walking along the trail last night, approximately where it indicated, there was a remnants of an old little fire pit. So I tucked in behind there in the bush, quietly and respectfully, set up just on a little grassy area so I didn't damage anything. But, you know, the two sources from the RTA for like that old site. One indicates that it's approximately 500 meters west of the Blue Loop. And then another kind of indicates that it's 500 meters in the Blue Loop on the west side. I don't know. I didn't find it. So I stealth camped, which does go against leave no trace, but I did my best to leave no trace. But I'm feeling pretty good. Day 12. I have 2 days left, and I'm hoping to get some cell service to be able to call my daughter. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, baby. And I'm hoping to make it to the 10 kilometers to the park office, maybe make another cup of coffee, use the facilities, and maybe wash my socks. Oh yeah, let's go. At the top of Flagpole Hill in Frontenac Park. It's got a great view. This is the kind of hiking that I love. I love the rock tops, the views. I mean, how could you not just love this? You know, the Rideau Trail has some beautiful areas and some, well, just kind of mundane, boring spots. But it's the way it travels. And this place makes those road walks worth it. I decided to make a cup of coffee and have a snack while I've got a great view and the sun shining. And good decision, I'm just getting hungry. But you know, it's funny how there are the ups and downs of hiking. You know, like yesterday afternoon I was ready to quit. And then now, you know, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You know, it's just like in everyday life, you go through your ups and downs. Well, battling the elements, heat, hydration, calorie deficit, and even being away from home, not sleeping well, just everything. You know, there are these like extreme ups and these extreme downs. And, you know, I can just imagine hiking for months at a time. You know, I only go for a few weeks at a time sometimes, but, you know, it definitely has its allure, but it's hard. You know, you're battling yourself and the elements all the time, but it's definitely worth it. We're passing Doe Lake. The 3 campsites are just down there. There's a side trail for them. Beautiful spot. Bye-bye Frontenac Park. Making our way to Gould Lake. Well, I'm at the bench in Gould Lake. It's a beautiful view. It is hot. Whew. I got the umbrella out to take advantage of this bench. Gonna have myself a break and then continue on. I believe like at the beginning of Gould Lake, there's a parking area with bathrooms, and I believe there's like a beach area, so I might try and go for a swim if possible. And then I'll have to start scouting a camp spot. Whew, what a view. And I get some filming of the mica mine pits there, but holy crap, the mosquitoes are bad. I'm not gonna lie, the last maybe 3.5 kilometers have been tough. Even though the kilometers may not show it, some days that are 30-kilometer days are flat and it's a long day. But the kilometers today may not be 30 kilometers, but like the Foley Mountain area, it's some of the toughest hiking. So most of Frontenac Park and Gould Lake Conservation Area. I'll be feeling this tonight. This has been a long haul, up and down and climbing and beautiful, but the horseflies, deer flies, and mosquitoes, depending on where you are, have been really bad. So I've been moving, but oh, this is a nice breeze and a beautiful view. I'm hoping I'm almost at the parking bathroom area. I'm hoping there's a little spot I can like just set up my tent, and hopefully there's a spot to go for a swim. I don't want to have to go too much further. It's been a long day, but it's been some of the most beautiful hiking. So there we go. Very cool. It's a big one. Well, it is morning of day 13. I camped discreetly here at the Gould Lake Conservation Area. Oh, the mosquitoes were insane again this morning. Anyway, it's pretty early in the morning. I'm gonna be walking out because I believe they run like a day camp. Anyway, no sign except for where my tent was set up. So if you're going to stealth camp, be respectful. No fires, no garbage, no destruction of property. I'm going to be walking towards Sittingham, and there's a grocery store there. I'm hoping to maybe get a salad or something when they open up, something green. And I think there's a chance of showers today. One more day. Tomorrow I'll be in Kingston, and I'm feeling okay this morning. I actually slept pretty well, and I'm looking forward to maybe a greasy burger and a beer tomorrow. Oh yeah. One more day on the trail. And I hiked this trail in the opposite direction 3 years ago. But it seems like there's so many spots that I'm like, did I see this my first time hiking? Or I don't remember this? Maybe it's because I'm hiking from a different direction, and so your perception's different. Maybe too, because last time I was in a daze after so many days with the heat and the bugs. Or maybe this time that's part of it. I mean, I've been having trouble remembering what day it is. You know, the bugs, the heat, and just my physical exhaustion. It's amazing how your body just like keeps moving, but you are just like a machine that's going, but everything still becomes a blur. It is crazy. All right, let's keep going. Hey, little guy. Well, I'm off the road again briefly. Almost in Sydenham. You know, it's funny because, you know, video-wise, recording my trips, some trips I record a lot. I'm really excited to do it. And then other trips I don't record a lot, like this one, partly because of the time and the distance required to do so, and the energy I have to put forth just to hike. I don't hike to make videos. The videos are just a secondary thing that I do while I'm on these trips. But you'll also notice, you know, one thing you're going to need to keep in mind is that most of the filming or recording that I'm doing is on fairly easy stretches, because when it's harder terrain, more technical, or, you know, the bugs are really bad, I just don't have the energy to actually record, because all of my focus is on the actual hiking. But I do hope you find some value in the footage that I do take. And if you do, please like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell and all that jazz. Well, I stopped at the Foodland in Sydenham. I got myself a sandwich and a wrap and a drink. Sat on the bench for a little bit. And I am thinking about trying to camp at the KOA tonight, which will add quite a few kilometers to my already very long day. I'm gonna play it by ear and see how I do, see how I feel. Keep you posted. So I'm gonna continue on the Rideau Trail, about another 2 kilometers, and then it's gonna turn onto the KMP Trail, which is gonna look similar to this. Just had a little breaky break. This bench, nice timing. All right. We are at the junction where the Rideau meets the KMP Trail. All right. Well, I'm trudging along the KMP Trail. I'm gonna try and make my way to the KOA campground, and just trying to keep my spirits up on the long track. It's a very long track of hard pack, and my feet are really feeling it today. But I'm getting so close. I'm feeling good. I have to admit, this has been a crazy adventure this time. Well, it was the first time as well. the bugs and the heat have been really rough, and you know, it's always a test of your endurance and your mental and physical strength. And I'm looking forward to walking into Kingston tomorrow afternoon and getting a couple of cold beers and a burger and maybe soaking in a tub. All right. Perfect timing. I need a break and I need water. Little bench. Hey, this will do nicely. Some water filtered out of here, have a little break. It's just what I need in the shade. Oh yeah. Well, I just set up on the side of the trail just to have a little break in the shade. And just a couple kilometers from the KOA campground. Hopefully they have space for me. And this guy was passing by, he's out for a tour, and gifted me a pint. So thank you, Justin. Appreciate the trail magic. It's just what I need just to get me through the rest of the hike to the campground. Thanks, man. Day 14, last day hiking into Kingston. Stayed here at the KOA last night. Very expensive, but it had the amenities that I was hoping for last night. After wild camping and high kilometers yesterday, when I hit the 30-kilometer mark, my body is tired. Just gonna swing down to the end of Cordukes Road here and hit the trail again. It connects right over there. So it's an expensive camp spot, but it's hard to find places without, like, unless you're stealth camping between this stretch. So I figured, you know what, I'm worth it, and at least I got a good night's sleep. So some thoughts about the Rideau Trail. You know, it's not a trail that has like these epic views at every corner. It's the simplicity of the trail. You know, and it does have some great views, but the length of the trail, there's so much history, but then there's also so much change in geology and forests and the landscape. You know, traveling by foot like this, you see and you travel differently, because if you were traveling by car or just, you know, going to a town, you wouldn't see things the same way. You know, you actually get to be immersed in the landscape. I would suggest not hiking this trail in July. Between the heat and the bugs, you know, it's pretty nuts. Unfortunately, my window for hiking is small for longer hikes due to my work. But I think actually like September would probably be a beautiful time to do this trail. It'd be cooler, barely any bugs, and I think that would be the way to go personally. But it has been a beautiful trail. It's been trying in part. You know, some parts really test your limits. The heat and the bugs and the ticks, you know, but it really does, you know, test your endurance, tests your limits, your emotional and physical grit, as it were, to see, you know, how much sometimes you can take, you know. but it also depends on how many kilometers you're doing a day. If you're through hiking this, you're probably going to be doing similar kilometers between places that you can camp or finding a camp spot. But definitely worth the time to put in. It's a beautiful trail, and I'd like to thank all the Rideau Trail Association members who put in so much effort to maintain this trail. You know, that's quite a feat from Ottawa to Kingston. You know, that's a group effort. So thank you so much. Coming underneath the 401 means we're starting to get close to town. I'm almost at the trailhead here in Kingston. It'll be about 350 kilometers since I left Ottawa. 13 nights, 14 days. This trip has been tough, you know, endurance-wise, emotionally, physically, bugs, and the weather. But I feel once again a real sense of accomplishment having done this. You know, this isn't your weekend backpacking trip. You know, this is a marathon every day, and I'm really proud of myself, and I met some amazing people, and I got to reconnect with some people that I knew before, or I met before. I really appreciate you following along, and I hope you've enjoyed this. We're just about there. And we're here. "350 kilometers, Ottawa to Kingston, 14 days. Woo!